Plus one equals 3. Welcome to our very
my man here.
Bomaye.
Yeah. Bomaye, Fight Club captain in the building.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for having me on.
This is the second member of the Bomaye Fight Club joining us in back-to-back weeks. Right down below, there he is, the muscle of the group, Mr. Thomas. Manager of 5150, and we are so honored that you've decided to join us here. He is Mr. Bud Heavy. How the hell are you doing, sir?
I'm living the dream, man. How about you guys?
So, you mean all 360 keep your face, don't make it look pretty, but I'll spit it first, because that's who I am, so.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is, please note, no.
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. I run my own way to get there. Phones are calling and I don't seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. So tell me this time is coming for the sake of all your lies. Why don't you try to be wise? Now that I need you anyway. But you make it no worse. I'm dying to hear these words. I'll be down the road, cause I got the odds are better on my side. Why don't you try to be wise? Help me, I'm calling you cry. I never wanted to be alive, just to feel like I'm fading. And though my heart breaks, I'll beat it down. I try to live just to say you don't lead the way. Don't even say that I try with a child playing the rain. I feel like I'm fading.
And boom, just like that, it's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's party time with the Video Bros. I'm Bobby Munson, and the man beside me, the man with the angelic voice, Papa Smokes. Papa Smokes, how you doing today?
Ooh, yeah, that was an awesome introduction, Munson. I'm doing okay. It's been a day, it's been a week, but we are here on Thursday night to talk about MLW Fusion. Ooh, yeah, baby, I'm pumped.
You bet, and that's why I kind of pulled a little bit of a swerve, played the old classic Fusion intro there for you guys this week, because it's all dedicated to Fusion. We're going to be doing a live watch-along and review of the show here for you guys. So again, if anybody in the chat wants to join along, get Fusion geared up on YouTube and watch as we're going through it, we encourage you to do so as we're being joined. Joshua Joseph joining us in the house. How you doing, sir? He says, waited all day for this moment right here. You know what? So
right.
We have been waiting all week since last Thursday to be able to party with you guys. Brian Carter, goddamn, how you doing, sir? Good to see you on a Thursday night. Let's go. Thursday night, party night. You bet. And of course, the third and official video, bro. It's Basser.
Yeah.
Boom, he says. That's right. It's Thursday night. It's all about that boom. We're going to have a lot of fun watching some MLW if anyone joined along. But before we do, I just want to say it is June the 1st. And first and foremost, I got a couple of birthday shout outs. Of course, my beautiful, loving, caring wife is celebrating a birthday here today. So we enjoyed a nice little day together. And of course, OLE's very own Belle Ball Collins. Happy birthday to her as well. Both enjoying a wonderful birthday, we hope. Brian coming in with, whoa, hang on a second. We need some PPW talk. Who's going to end El Asesino's reign of terror? You know, Brian, that is a very good question. We can definitely start things off with that. Papa Smokes, I'm going to go out on a limb. I have known this guy for quite some time, and we have been down there ringside for quite some time. I don't know if anybody can stop El Asesino's reign of terror. In fact, if anything, I think only El Asesino can stop El Asesino's reign of terror. How about yourself?
I think that's a great answer to a very difficult question. I don't think anyone can, not any one person anyway. And El Asesino has shown he's not going to bow the knee to anybody in PPW. He's come out and attacked people with chairs. No one can stop him. Maybe only El Asesino can stop El Asesino.
It could be the case, but that is a wonderful question to get things off and a great way to put a little plug in there. And that is on Saturday, June the 17th. Who's your daddy? It's what PPW is bringing to the table. It is going to be a great event headlined by Sheik Akbar Shabazz, defending that PPW Heavyweight Championship against Tony Novak. And I believe we also have a return match coming up, Papa Smokes. Levi Knight with the big upset over Michael Allen Richard Clark at the last event. Clark's going to see if he can reverse that by having a rematch at the next one. Brian, the international fan community is looking for Chris Parrish to return to the ring and fight him. You know what? You have got to talk to Chris Parrish about that, my friend. I believe he's enjoying the retirement side of things. He's enjoying hanging out on screen, especially on Sundays, busting out. He loves that time. I don't know. I mean, you got to plead with him. You, the fans, need to plead with him. There's not much more I can do. I got to hang out with my brother on Sundays, and any other time we can. It's up to you guys to ever talk him back into that in-ring return, but it would be cool for sure.
And isn't that an interesting idea, too? Because Parrish almost would be a good man for that job because he has just a little dash of the diabolical within him as well, doesn't he?
He really does. Yeah, I mean, he could be a loose cannon. I very much think so and stuff. So it's a good one. It's a good one. We got Brian saying dirty versus dirty. It sometimes takes somebody that goes to those extremes in order to stop somebody who does the same thing too. We know that from professional wrestling side. Either way, it's going to be very interesting to see what goes down. We don't know yet how El Asesino will be involved at the upcoming matches on June the 17th, but we know that he is going to be present in the building. So I think the whole PPW roster is going to be on alert come June 17th.
Well, and not only will El Asesino be ready for any of the kind of action he wants to get in on, but he's got a couple of receipts coming, especially from Colton Kelly, who he's jumped a few times after matches here with very violent results. So I think El Asesino better have eyes on the back of his head too.
You bet he better. But yeah, Papa Smokes, now that I'm thinking about it, we got some wrestling that we got to do some watching on. And speaking of violence, we saw a lot of the violence going down last week on MLW Fusion there, my friend. It got a little crazy up in that building last week. So we're going to see how this episode of MLW Fusion goes for us. So anybody who might be wanting to join in on the watch party here, or you might just want to listen to the soothing sounds of Papa Smokes doing the ASMR over a... But feel free to join in. It is episode 167 that you can find on MLW's YouTube channel. It will say Vikingo, John Hennigan, Psycho Clown, Sam Adonis, and Ray Harus. It's going to be a good one. Hopefully, Papa Smokes, we're going to gear that up. You ready to go, my friend?
I'm ready.
Remember to let me know when you're hitting commercial breaks because I've got the premium on this side here, so I got to pause when you're in commercials.
Well,
all right, in 3, 2, 1, rock and roll.
Okay, we're in Tijuana again. Hey, oh boy.
Oh, we got old Manser. Old Manser looks he looks a little hung over there, Papa Smokes.
Also,
Must have been a rough night. So I know Papa Smokes, your volume might be down low, but I can give you the lowdown here as these guys are doing their stuff. I don't know if I'm a couple seconds ahead or anything, but I'll give you the gist of it if you can't quite get it for the volume. But it seems to be this is his group that he's got together again. We're really not up and up on this here. So Brian, you're a super fan. You've been watching Underground Listo. What are these guys been up to? We've missed a little bit here, so we definitely could use a refresher as to old Manser and his gang of three here. He's looking for something here. Oh,
that's one called Manders, and who is the other guy?
Yeah, you know what? We might have to look that up there, Papa Smokes. But look at this. You see who this?
Oh boy,
yeah, there is Microman. We got Microman in the house. Can't have a show without Microman these days.
that's quite the large thong he woke up with around his head.
I think, yeah, they were referring to it as a bra, I think was what they were saying here.
Okay.
Yeah. We got Ed Fries jumping in. Hey, gents, man. Ed.
Yo, Ed.
Dude, you had a hell of a week, man. Your rant the other night. What a show. What a show. Just awesome.
That was awesome.
And you know what? That thing's just blowing up. There's tons of people checking out. Ed's rant from the other night is fantastic and completely on point as well, too. Just trying to look this up here as your question was who the grouping is here, Papa Smokes. Seeing if I can find that here for us. Seem to be behind, but you'll have to check out the intro here afterwards if you can't quite hear it. They've got a pretty rockin' new song here kicking us off with the MLW Fusion. We got Abismo Negro Jr. coming up to the ring. And, of course, your commentary team once again for this week, Joe Dombrowski, Christian Cole on the stick. What did you think, Papa Smokes, of Christian Cole? Did you get a chance to really listen into him last week?
It didn't really sink in on me. He looks the part, so to speak, but I didn't get a chance to, stew over it.
So we've got trios matchup is going to be the headliner here on the card for us tonight, Papa Smokes. But we are going to be having tag team action here, starting us off. This one is quite an interesting mashup here of talents. Definitely, this is still in the, like you said, Tijuana. So a lot of this is going to be geared towards the lucha style, the AAA style. But yeah, we got Taurus, he's going to be coming out. Yeah, we got
the
him.
Big boy.
Him and Mini Abismo Negro, or not Mini Abismo Negro. I got that wrong already. I know I did.
That's him that's in the ring already, isn't it?
That's right. That's Abismo Negro Jr. I got that. Yeah. And Brian coming in, as you mentioned in your moment with Joshua. The other guy seemed a little to 90s where he was a fan of the bad guys. Yeah. Yeah, no, and I get that too, because that was that kind of late 90s style where it's it's defense of, one guy playing a heel, one guy playing a baby face, as opposed to doing a sports-based commentary where that's what we've gotten in the past from MLW. But we're being joined now by the team of La Rebellion. This is Bestia, Say, and Mecha Wolf. We have seen these guys before, Papa Smokes, in singles action in MLW, but this is the first time I believe we're seeing them as a tag team here. I believe you and I watched them in a matchup probably at Ric Flair's last match. I can't quite remember, but definitely a very strong tag team, well known. In fact, Bestia Say, the son, I believe, of Damien Say, who we saw just last
Yeah.
week on Fusion.
Yeah. We've seen these guys on MLW before too, I think.
I think it was in singles action though, if I remember correctly, but I could be
Okay.
wrong. Yeah.
Kind of like the look of this venue. It's got some nice, like the way the lighting's done. The ring looks pretty cool. I like the way the show looks so far in this building.
So you were asking the question before about the crew that we just saw there at the beginning of the show. They're actually called the Second Gear Crew. One called Manders, I believe, and AG. Wow, this thing's all over the place. They must have added members, or this thing's been going for a while because it's listed here on cagematch.net as One Call Manders, AJ Gray, Effie, Mance Warner, and Matthew Justice. So I don't know. I'm definitely not too sure who the other member was there. Brian, if you could confirm for me what that one is. Ed love La Rebellion. Yeah, I mean they're a great team. They've been doing some kick-ass work all over the place. Brian coming in. Taurus does look intimidating. Isn't La Rebellion the current NWA Tag Team Champions? That I couldn't tell you. I have not been up and up on NWA as of late, other than Billy Corgan shit talking wrestling fans and Ed Fry's firing back on Adam in epic proportion. That's about where my NWA knowledge has been recently. I did watch a little bit of their last pay-per-view, kind of more towards the end. And of course, you know, we have made really good friends with our friend NWA referee Jared Fritz there, who's been on Busting Out a couple times. He's a wonderful human being. Looking forward to having him back on the show sometime. But Law Rebellion are great. It's going to be interesting to see Taurus and Negro here together. Obviously, there is one side of this ring that has a lot more experience as a team, I would say, than the other two. But again, individually, we know that the other two are fantastic. We've seen their work individually. We've seen them in multiple trios matchups and middleweight championship matchups. So we know what they bring to the table here. Make sure you keep that chat nice and active, you guys. We want to be answering questions for you all night as we are watching the program here. Hopefully you're watching along. Papa Smokes, have you gone into a commercial break at all? I just did. Just did. Okay, I'll pause it. Let me know once you're back and kind of what's happening in the action.
I'm back. They still got Taurus in the corner. Tag.
Yeah, I think I might still be a little bit ahead, but I'll hit play right here. All right.
Taurus takes or gives a set of arm drags. Now he's running the ropes. Another arm drag. Nice. He's pretty agile for a big guy.
Yeah, I just lost my mic there for a minute. Can you hear me again?
Yep.
Okay, good. Brian coming in MLW, the Second Gear Crew is just Manders, Mance Warner, and Matthew Justice. Oh, awesome, Brian. That's why we needed to ask. As it sounds like I got a cat attack going on up in the house here because my cats apparently like fighting when I'm not filming them. Brian, I got to ask, are you going to be watching Never Say Never on July the 8th live on Fight TV, my friend? Are you going to be joining us in a live capacity as we witness history for MLW that night? Papa Smokes, I'm excited. I've got it all geared up. We're gonna rock and roll. It's going to be a great night on July the 8th.
Oh, I'm totally excited for that. Let's do some live stuff. Let's bring our party to a Saturday night and see what happens. I love it. We're doing the live watch along and we'll have some beers and some fun and some discussion.
Oh, I think it's going to be fantastic. Brian saying he's already subscribed and ready to go. Me too, brother. We've got her all geared up. I wasn't missing out on this. I feel like we've been so behind with Underground Papa Smokes just from lack of being able to get it being on a Tuesday instead of a Thursday. You know, it really wasn't jiving. So I'm glad we're getting back to some MLW Fusion action and also the live stuff. I do believe that going into the live capacity, as soon as we hit that, though, we're going to find ourselves seeing what the Fusion tapings are, which means Thursday nights might still be more dedicated towards the actual ring respect side of things, if that's the case. And then we get to bring you the live Saturday editions of it. So it's gonna be fantastic. Brian's still hoping PPW makes it to Fight TV. I would be damn happy if we got Fight TV behind us. It'd be great. There'd be a lot more investment that we'd have to put into the show in order to make that happen. Ed saying, yes, Law Rebellion are the current NWA Tag Team Champions, are in the Crockett Cup this weekend. Oh, yeah. There is a great thing. It's like, yeah, maybe Iris is the champion over there, and Billy talks sometimes, but they've got some great things going on. And that also was reiterated by Ed in his rant as well, too, is that the focus currently is on a guy that nobody cares to see, but that's who Billy wants to support and really dig at the fans for. And he's got these great things like the goddamn Crockett Cup and all the history behind that coming up this weekend. Let me know once you've seen the Never Say Never commercial that plays here.
Yeah, I'm on it now.
You're on it now? Okay, let me know when it ends.
It's just ending. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Let me know if you hit another commercial.
Well, and the Crockett Cup for NWA is kind of like almost like the Opera Cup we've talked for in MLW. It's just a name to and a reason to have a tournament kind of thing. But what a kick in the ass to the wrestling biz it is to have a very prestigious and historical tag team title once a year with bragging rights that still come with that. Hey, man, we won the Crockett Cup in 2023. It's bragging rights in the wrestling business. It's a big deal, man. So it's cool that he's having it, and I hope that some of that awesome talent that's trying to get noticed as tag teams in there take that opportunity and shine.
You bet, man. And you see Law Rebellion enjoying a beer down at ringside there with the fans. That was fantastic.
Can't blame them.
Yeah, well, I mean, cold beer never hurts, especially in the hot times like we're going through right now here in the province. Papa Smokes, it has been hot as hell, especially today, but it's looking out there right now like we're going to be hit with a big storm. So hopefully that thunder and lightning doesn't start cracking before the end of the party here. A lot of great tandem work that Law Rebellion do together. You can tell that they've worked as a team for quite some time now.
Oh, the timings there. They do their stuff by instinct because they've done it so many times before. It's awesome.
And we got so Brian Carter coming in MLW. Hammerstone seems to not always to have fan support. It's starting to slip a little bit. It seems like it's like the tides seem to have turned going into Never Say Never in terms of what is coming up. Like, Hammer was your boy, and he's been that way for quite some time. But man, Beaumaye has been on fire as of late. I mean, they are in the minds of everybody at the moment, despite who they've gone through or had to go through or fought along the path. Alex Kane is starting to sound dangerous, and he is really prepared. And hopefully Hammerstone, for his sake especially, is not underestimating the leader of the Beaumaye Fight Club.
And I think, fans talk about world title reigns and any kind of title reign, really. It's all good to have the belt for a nice stint of time. It's all nice to try and get, a year or some number of days and everything. But that's just it. Championship reigns go stale just like anything. And I'm not saying Hammerstone's anything near to stale, but the fans start to think after a while, well, what are the possibilities? Like, what could shake this up? What would change this or make this more interesting? Once the fans start wondering that, that they're curious to see somebody else as the world champion.
Oh, you bet they are, Papa Smokes, that's for sure. And we'll find out again on July the 8th. It is going to be awesome to watch. And there's news coming up here tonight on this edition of Fusion regarding Never Say Never. Some brand new things being done. So again, it's going to be interesting to see what they bring to the table here tonight. Could be a match, could be a big announcement. We don't really know, but we are going to find out very, very soon.
That's quite the set of gear that Mini Abismo Negro has on. He looks kind of like a lucha Iron Man or something.
Yeah, I thought that's the one thing about lucha wrestling that's awesome is the outfits, and we've said that many times before. Is just how incredibly awesome and stylish these wrestlers look when they come down to the ring.
Whoa. Hurricanranas all around.
Yeah, it's been an exciting start to the show so far.
It's a good match. Oh. Taurus is good, man. I like watching this guy.
And the announcers even say it at the beginning again that it's like you get this perception of what a luchador looks like or how they work inside the ring, and kind of Taurus defies a lot of that, and the way he moves around for a big man, very intimidating for sure.
For sure. I'm just in a quick set of commercials here, and I'm done right now.
Okay. What's happening on your screen?
So Abismo Negro just dropped a couple guys, and he's the one standing in the ring.
Okay.
In the corner.
Okay. I think I'm a matter of maybe a couple of split seconds ahead of you.
It looks like there's going to be a muscle buster here.
Yeah.
Whoa, gee, that looks so dangerous.
Yeah, I just gave her a quick pause there for just a moment, Pop Smokes. I think we're probably pretty close to on par here. Fairly close anyway. We got Brian coming in. Mecha Wolf looks scary until he takes his mask off. That mask is awesome. I mean, it really is. I wanted to drop an F-bomb there, but I try to clean it up a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's a great presentation. Absolutely love the presentation there for sure. Wow.
That wolf mask reminds me of that horror movie Creep. Have you ever seen that?
That's a cool movie. I like that movie.
He's got his wolf mask on and he's scaring that guy. Yeah, that's creepy as hell.
Yeah, it's a good one. And hopefully we can get some more people joining us here, on both sides of the fence. If you're following along on YouTube, we appreciate a subscribe over there. Turn on notification bells. We got cool new videos coming out all the time here at our local establishment. If you're on Twitch, a follow is appreciated as well too. Get active in the chat. Trying to build a bit of an audience here that we can on the Twitch side tonight, because again, after Papa Smokes and I go off the air, I think what we're going to do is we're going to send the raid tonight over the direction of Allison K. We've seen Allison K in action before, Papa Smokes. She's been doing a wonderful stream over there. I believe that it's a charitable stream. If I'm not mistaken, Ed, it is a 24-hour stream there. So we're going to do our best to send everybody over there tonight. So hopefully everyone tunes in and follows along. Josh coming in with Papa Smokes can tell you, fellow Papa John's, his pizza has gone to the shitter since he left. I know you all gather at the gatherings of the Papas. Is it the mamas and the papas that gathering, or just the papas, Papa Smokes?
It's the mamas and the papas. Yeah,
okay, yeah. Got to have the ladies on board, of course.
Of course.
But yes, it's did you see the finish here, Papa Smokes? You got to the finish?
Yeah.
Okay, so our La Rebellion are the winners of the matchup. Again, I thought this was pretty good. This was a good way to start it off. A lot of high energy. Started a little bit more on the lucha side, but then they broke it down into a bit more of a wrestling match. I enjoyed this start. And
Me too.
Just again confirming the 24-hour charity for sure. So, but yeah, sorry, Papa Smokes.
Nice. No, I'm excited to. We're going to raid Allison K. A big fan of hers. Remember, we used to watch a lot of her stuff in the NWA years back, and one of my favorites in the ladies wrestling world.
For sure.
Well, what have we got here? Some drama at the merch booth.
Yeah, Willie Mack is trying to sell some stuff here at the table, and in busts Cesar's team of Sam Adonis, John Hennigan, and Taya Valkyrie, accusing him of stealing Cesar's material and hiding Cesar Duran. They're asking where Cesar is. Willie Mack just said he will tell them where Cesar is if John Hennigan agrees to put his title on the line against him. And they said it's a deal. And then Willie just basically conned them. I don't think they really got what they were looking for. And it looks like we might be leading up to Willie Mack going for the National Openweight Championship against John Hennigan. As
hell yeah.
Cracking the beer to get the party rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was still having a coffee, Munson. I was turning it around from earlier today, but now we're good. We're turned around.
That's right. Party kicks off now. Well, we got you're at the point of Jacob Fatu and the calling here, Papa Smokes. Yeah.
Yes.
So again, he's the most recent target of the group, the calling, led by the legendary Raven. And again, at first looked like this was a group of just 3 guys, but it's grown into a lot more. They got a lot of these henchmen behind them, these gas mask guys, and there is some big ass dudes in this group up.
They better have some big dudes if they're going to go after Fatu.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, you definitely know you could send out as many big dudes as you want, but Jacob Fatu is going to take down 90% of them in the process. And the other 10 will be lucky to walk away and tell the story. We got our main event going to be coming up here right away. It is trios action. That one is going to be, we'll get to it in a minute. Too many names to go through. We'll get to it at the intros. Are you at the advertisement for the MLW shop now, Papa?
I am.
Okay, sounds good. We are on par. Let me know if commercials start to hit. But yes, I do know we will probably get some stuff here, some announcements, as they said, for Never Say Never. So interested to see what's coming up here for that. But again, as we are on the MLW shop, I remind you to go to our friends over at Rogue Energy, rogueenergy.com, where you can use the promo code OLEPODS for 10% off of your order. It's, you know, it's always very unique when they film from different parts and stuff like that. They do these tapings in Mexico is always quite interesting, Bob Smokes. And they, of course, we always have loved that they brings things all together. But yeah, we're going into the Never Say Never control center by the looks of it here. So this is going to be the announcements coming for us. Stay tuned. What do we got here? There they are, talking about the main event, of course, the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Your boy Hammer, Alexander Hammerstone, is going to be defending against the leader of the Beaumaye Fight Club, Alex Kane. This is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. This alone sells that event for me. I want to know what you guys in the chat think about this upcoming card. We got Brian joining us on the Twitch side now. Thank you, Brian. The crowd is crazy in Tijuana. Beers flying and horns are blowing. Yeah, they have a lot of fun with their, but oh, here we go. So the announcement is here, Papa Smokes, that the Samoan SWAT team are going to be defending the MLW Tag Team Championships against the Calling. So this is going to be a big tag team title matchup. And what is this? This is Timothy Thatcher, and Timothy Thatcher returning to MLW at Never Say Never. Hell yeah, this is going to be awesome.
Sweet. One of my favorites, one of the modern day shoot grapplers right there.
Oh, damn, man. We're getting everything on this card. I'm so pumped. The beers are going to be cold, and we're going to be rocking and rolling. Move on over SummerSlam. The hardest party of the summer is going to be the watch along with the Video Bros for Never Say Never. Oh, we're hearing from Alex Kane now.
Well, we've always said MLW is like a company of main events. It almost doesn't matter what happens in any of these undercards because they're so focused on the World Heavyweight Championship. And oh, yeah, there's my buddy, Mr. T.
Yeah.
Woo.
He's looking sharp. And again, you can go check out the recent interview with him on the Kickout Cruise podcast channel. Awesome job that they did there, hanging out with our good friend, Mr. Thomas. Fantastic. And what have we got here? Oh, there's something. So Alex Kane, they were being questioned about who's been funding, where the cash flow is coming from for the Beaumont Fight Club. And he's letting us know that live on July the 8th at Never Say Never, we are going to find out exactly where the cash flow has been coming from, as we are now also getting the announcement of the postponed matchup. The original set matchup for this week between Taya Valkyrie and Delmi Exo has been postponed. We're now backstage with Delmi Exo in a promo opportunity. This is great to see Delmi back in MLW Pop Smoke. She was one of the ones they brought in originally for the featherweight division, so very interesting to see her back. We definitely thought there was definitely big things on the horizon for her when she debuted.
Yeah, very much so. We saw her performing in the tag team, the Sea Stars, and there's a lot of potential with her. Like her look a whole bunch. She looks athletic. She's tall. She's got some muscle to her, and quite a grappler within the ring too. I think she's an excellent addition to the featherweights division. I'm not sure if Taya Valkyrie will agree once they get in the ring. She's got a tough match ahead of her.
Yep. And we are just finding out that the postponed matchup between these two sounds like it's going to be taking place 2 weeks away from now in New York City. So it's going to be New York City that's going to be the host to the MLW Featherweight Championship matchup on Fusion when Delmi Exo gets her opportunity against Taya Valkyrie. So, I mean, in essence, this is 2 more weeks for Delmi to prepare for the biggest moment of her career so far against Taya Valkyrie, as we got our boy Chris Parrish showing up. What up? He's giving us, what up, buddy? Glad to see you coming out for the party here on a Thursday night. And Brian saying he does miss Alicia Atu on MLW. Again, not that Sam Laterna's doing anything wrong, but Alicia became a very big staple there and started to really gel very well with the roster and everything like that. So it definitely changes hard. Have you had any commercial breaks here, Papa Smokes? Should I pause a bit? Or
We're back to the live crowd. Some shots of the Tijuana folks. Oh, yeah, it's wild out there.
Oh, no, you haven't got the announcement for next week?
It looks like Becca is going to be showing up.
Yeah, Becca is going to be debuting here next week, and it seems like I don't know a whole lot about Becca. I'm not sure if you do here, Papa Smokes, but as you're watching this intro package, they are relating to her as being a pop star. That's what the reference is here, and I mean, what I'm seeing here, I'm interested. Definitely looks like she's got an interesting moveset inside the ring. And they're saying, again, she's appearing next week, but they're also asking the fans, should Becca perform live at MLW's Never Say Never? There is going to be a online poll to determine this. And I don't know. I think we should just go vote Becca to perform, because this gives us something else to talk about in a live capacity that night. So, yes, everybody get out there. Let's vote for Becca to go live at Never Say Never. As Chris Parrish saying, I need beer like Dana Brooke. Oh. You're a harsh mistress there, buddy. Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah, Parrish.
Just dropping bombs all over the place. Poor Dana Brooke.
But just to say something quickly about Becca, she reminds me of, did you ever watch that animated show Archer?
Yes.
And they have to send their secretary undercover as the country star, and then she actually does get really big as a country singer, even though she sucks. Do you remember that?
I do remember that, Bob Smokes. It was quite entertaining. But yeah, and Josh making sure that Parrish knows that was a bit of a low blow on his side. But again, let everybody know that we're here in this live capacity. I want to, at least, if nothing else, get a party going here by the end of things, because, again, we want to send a nice little raid over to our good friend Allison K, who's got that 24-hour stream going on. So even if not to support us, come on in so we can get that support going over that way and give her an OLE welcome. So let your friends, family, and everybody on the planet know that we are live talking MLW as we're heading in to the main event of the evening. Parrish saying he stands by his comment. Brian Carter saying Parrish needs a bigger fleur de lis on his tights. And Josh saying, and I stand with Parrish. I do too. That's my brunch buster brother right there.
It was just like Ed's little run this past week. It might not have been nice, but it was damn true.
Yeah, it's a fantastic way of putting it there, Papa Smokes. Where are you at on the tape here?
The entrance of Vikingo.
The Kingo. He's coming down again. It's funny because it's almost like they promoted this as his MLW debut. I don't know if they meant his Fusion debut, but I thought we had seen him on Fusion before. And they also just said that it's years ago that Vikingo actually appeared in MLW as well too. So once again, one of those confusing marketing things where I believe they make you believe that he's new, but he's not new at the same time. I know a little bit of his work. I know he's very, very athletic, and he likes to go for the pops from the crowd for sure, because he goes for those wild moves that you don't see everybody doing all the time.
Well, yeah, I saw him just recently on one of the major cable programs for wrestling, and he had a match against somebody on there, some mid-card talent of some sort, and Vikingo ended up looking the better out of the two on the match by far, and he was just coming in for a one-shot deal.
That's right. And we got Josh saying, "Oh shit, Bobby, I forgot. Give Ed a raise. He got my name right all week long. If you want Mr. Ed to get a raise, Mr. Ed Fries, old Ed, he wants a raise. That's cool. I don't see any reason he shouldn't. Wait, he is dropping promos all week. That guy, I mean, he rose attention to the brand. That's for damn sure. I give you that much. LOL, I've been watching your matches lately, Parrish. I laughed till I cried when I first noticed it. He's still okay. That's got going back to Parrish's gear there as well, too. You see who we got coming out here now, Papa Smokes? It's our all-time favorite.
Yeah, this guy, he's one of the big dudes in AAA for sure. He's booked near the top of the card all the time there.
They said a 4-time Triple Mania main eventer. They said that you cannot turn a corner in Tijuana without seeing shirts, toys, anything you could imagine with Psycho Clown's face all over it. We know what we're going to get. This guy he seems like he's a bit of a hardcore guy mixed with the lucha style. We're going to probably get a little chaos in this matchup, considering that this is a trios matchup. I'm sure it'll take a matter of seconds before all rules have been thrown completely out the freaking window. I think we know what we're in for here.
Yeah, and not to confuse Psycho Clown with our other similar guy we've seen here before, Pagano, who is
yes.
He's a bit of a Psycho Clown too, in his appearance at least, but this guy looks similar to that, coming all the way through the crowd. They're loving it, man. This crowd's popping.
Well, they love the hell out of him. And again, that's the one thing Christian Cole and Dombrowski are doing really well, is letting the crowd know that how big Psycho Clown is to these people, like how big of a legend he is in this part of the world and everything. They're saying that he is the most famous or most popular luchador in Mexican wrestling currently in the modern era.
Yeah, right now he sure is.
I'm curious to see Sam Adonis back out of here. So again, on one side of the ring, we have Sam Adonis, John Hennigan, and Gringo Loco teaming up together. On the other side of the ring, we have Rey Harus, Psycho Clown, and Io El Vikingo. This should be interesting. I'm sure this is going to be a spot fest. I'm certain that's what we're in for here tonight, Bob Smokes.
I got to tip my hat to your Spanish pronunciation. It's coming along very well, Munson. Rey Horus. I love it.
It's spending all this time talking about this stuff with you, Papa Smokes. That's what makes it happen. This is odd. This is so odd. Okay, I actually have to allow this comment because they apparently Gringo is a bad word here on Twitch, or at least on our settings for some reason. So, Brian, I'm going to pull this in here because I had to give special permission for this comment. You madman, you. Gringo Loco seems a little outclassed here. Yeah, it's almost like one of these things, not like the others. Bobby is a true beaner. I love the Mexican people. They are fantastic. I love the culture. I love the food. I mean, lots of great
So do I.
human beings.
I love going to Mexico. I just love it.
Yeah. Been a couple times myself with the wife. Always have a fantastic time. The people there are just wonderful human beings. Yeah. And of course, we got a few more people now here on the Twitch side. Hopefully, we can keep those numbers up. Let's get those numbers up so that we can do a big favor and throw the raid later tonight over to a very good cause and a very good person as well too. Looking forward to being able to do that. Josh coming in. My twin daughters are half Hispanic. That's awesome, my brother. Very, very, very awesome. We know Papa Smokes loves El Asesino. Of course we do. We've been on to that. You've seen the Papa Smoke shirt on El Asesino every single time he comes down to the ring. I've been suspicious of that friendship for quite some time.
And you've been digging at me for details about that, Munson, and notice how I've given you absolutely nothing over the years.
That's right. 6 years, it's still no information. I as a journalist, I've never had such a tough time prying information out of somebody.
We've got good reason to be subtle about our teamship, about our associations with each other. You'll find out one of these days, Munson. Oh, you'll find out.
All right. I'm waiting for the day, Papa Smokes, but let me know once you're into the MLWshop.com commercial here coming up.
Sounds good. Yeah, they've been getting ready in the ring for a couple minutes now, and no action yet. Sam Adonis is a big boy, hey? He's well over 6 feet.
Yeah, they say actually tell us in the matchup that he's 6'4", 240 pounds or something like that, I believe.
Yeah.
But let me know when you get out of the MLW shop commercial.
Okay.
As we got Brian coming in, the crowd is turning ugly on the MLW boys. And Chris Parrish coming in. Bobby's journalistic skills are like a stage 5 clinger. One of these days, Papa Smokes. One of these days. All right. Are you out of the MLW shop commercial yet, Papa Smokes?
Yeah, almost. It's almost over. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. And we're going to be having some fun here tonight. Stay tuned as we are in the main event here on MLW Fusion. Keep that chat going, you guys. This is awesome. We love having an active chat here on the channel. Of course, we'd love for more people to be rocking and rolling here with us. Are we out of commercial, Papa Smokes?
Yes, we are. John Hennigan is flipping off Ray Horus and pie facing him.
All right. Sounds good. We're about where we need to be then. We are on par with each other. Again, thank you, everybody, as you're joining us here tonight on Ring Respect Radio. Kind of blended with Fusion. They threw that swerve ball and played the Fusion intro at the beginning. I think I'm going to work on a new intro to try to debut for next week that blends the best of what we've done with Fusion and Ring Respect Radio into a brand new intro that we could drop on the crowd next week, Papa Smokes.
All right, Munson, let's do it. And then we've got the heels. They've got Ray Horus isolated in the ring. They're working him over. Oh, Adonis with the garbage can over the Psycho Clown.
Did you see it wasn't just a random garbage can that was hanging out at ringside? They actually had a full garbage bag in there that he dumped out at first. We got Brian coming in. Since Parrish is in the chat, the international PPW fan community is clamoring for you to come out of retirement to fight El Asesino. You heard it right here first, Chris Parrish. The international Prairie Pro Wrestling PPW community is clamoring for you to come out of retirement to fight El Asesino.
Well, that's how things start, right? It starts as an idea and then it becomes a movement.
Kind of like the Mike McShager Wiener Eaters Club. No, we won't get into that tonight.
Oh, boy.
And again, thing...
That started as an idea and became a thing, too.
It really did, and it's continued to be a thing. As this continues to be what we expected, a trios match that's absolutely out of control. Rules have been thrown out the window. Nobody seems to need to tag in or get involved. We do know that in trios matchups, especially in Lucha Rules, you don't necessarily have to tag your partner. If your partner gets thrown over the top rope, I believe, or thrown to the outside, immediately you can have someone replace them inside the ring.
Okay.
But there seems to be none of that going on up in this matchup anyway. We got every guy on every side, either in the ring or around the outside. We got Adonis waving an American flag in the faces of the Mexican audience here. He's just trying to get himself in some trouble here with the crowd.
Adonis just did a spot with Vikingo. Boy, the size difference is just unbelievable there. Vikingo's so talented and such, but he doesn't have the size. Holy cow.
And you see the spot just now with the referee?
Yeah.
So the referee ends up helping Adonis kick the opponent. They're now saying that this could be due to Azteca Underground funding that is paying the referee off here to kind of side with the heel faction. Interesting. Again, we would not know that really if they didn't say it. So it's good that the announce team is laying that out for us. Josh coming in. Quick side note, the Sprite lemonade is pretty good. I would recommend. That's a great side note for sure. And we got Brian Carter coming in. A trend over the past years is that wrestlers now survive multiple finishing moves. That never happened in the 80s, 90s. Didn't happen in the 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, or the 30s for that matter. It has definitely become more of a thing these days. I didn't even mind when it became a thing, like a rare thing when you see it happen, Papa Smokes, like on the very odd occasion in a really big matchup. When you see a guy kick out of a finisher for the first time ever, it had a spirit about it, a magic about it. But now it's done so often that it kind of just takes it away entirely.
Like everything in wrestling now, everything's done to death, so that what are you supposed to follow that up with? And yet, just like you said, in a championship match on a big pay-per-view, you could see a kick out from a strong finishing move. But then what? You've almost finished that move then, and what are you supposed to do after that? I just don't understand. That's why a lot of these modern matches go on and on and on for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and 30 minutes. It's boring, and if you watch a main event nowadays, you've already seen all those matches in all the matches on the undercard as well. All those moves and spots you've seen on the undercard matches already. So I don't know what they're going to do to keep it fresh eventually.
Yeah, again, it's hard to really say. And again, this matchup really has been what we thought it was going to be. This has been a lot of just spots. We got, I don't know if you're seeing Vikingo.
Uh-oh.
Jesus.
It wasn't exactly smooth, but what a move.
That's insane. So from the top post to the rope, over to the two guys with the double DDT. Okay, that's a lot of athleticism. I'll say that for sure.
No, it's kind of like on commentary. I'm glad you've got a name for that because I wouldn't have known what to call it. Oh, here comes the clown. Oh, the clown is down. Oh my, a couple more big dives to the outside. Good looking stuff from Orus there and the other guy. Those were nice dives. Vikingo.
Yeah. And man, Harus is somebody I'd like to see a lot more of, especially in one-on-one action in the middleweight division of MLW. I think he's fantastic. His move set speaks for itself. Josh coming in, what was the biggest match back in the day where you remember seeing them kick out of the finisher? Mine was Brett versus Austin. That would be a great one. I mean, as a kid, when I started watching was right around the time of Warrior Hogan. And I believe that we got Warrior Hogan kickouts at WrestleMania. And I think I saw that immediately, but then you never really saw it again anytime too soon afterwards. How about yourself, Papa Smokes?
I was going to say, like, one of the Hennigan's just getting doused with beer here. Oh my God. Yeah. He's not happy with the crowd. I was going to say just one of the more well-known kickouts by far is Warrior versus Hogan at SummerSlam in Toronto when the leg drop gets dropped and Well, I guess the Warrior moved out of the way of the leg drop, though. He didn't actually hit it and get a 2 count. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's been a bunch of them, but WWE has done a lot of those swerves along the years, too, and therefore now everybody's doing it every match.
Yeah, it's becoming a regular thing at this point, as was bringing up there for Josh. Josh, could I safe to presume that was around the time you started watching pro wrestling, or was it be a little bit before that? Were you prior to Attitude Era WWE with the WWF stuff, or when did you, sir, start watching professional wrestling? We know Brian goes a little bit further back there as well too. Brian is a fan of the old school there for sure, just like yourself, Pop Smokes. Jeez. Okay, where are you at on the tape here, Papa Smokes?
We've got all 6 guys in a 3-man pin.
Okay, yeah. So again, I think I'm just a matter of like a touch ahead.
Yeah, Adonis and Clown have just gone to the outside. Now everybody's going to the outside almost.
Jesus. Are you seeing Adonis getting shit thrown at him by the crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hennigan, they just doused him completely in beer.
Yeah. Well, and then Adonis, they just were throwing the beers directly at him there.
For sure. Boy, Hennigan still looks good. I'm wondering what his age is. He's got to be almost in his mid-40s or something, but his body looks so excellent, and he's in such great shape. He looks so flexible and stuff. What an athlete.
Oh, I know. He doesn't lose a step at all, Pop Smokes. It's fantastic. I am just going to actually look up that statistic for you. 43 years old. So he was born on October 3rd, 1979. Man, I'm 40, and I wish I was half of what John Hennigan was. That dude is superior in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he's a workout beast. I've seen some of that footage of him doing parkour, and he's just amazing.
Absolutely insane. We got Josh coming in. That would have been when I started understanding, but my very first ever match watching was Hogan lifting Andre, and on that day I was a Hulkamaniac. Yeah, I mean, my earlier years too, I started as a Hulkamaniac. That was he was on fire. He was top of the world at the time, and I was a young kid. So coming into it, that's what I watched, and it was that late 80s, early 90s WWF style. But of course, that's what led me to Bret Hart as repping here tonight and everything like that. And where eventually, I would start to, get a grasp of what I would like, which was the more of the I've always been more of a fan of the actual wrestling, the catch as catch can style than I am of hardcore or anything like that. So there's definitely a lot to try to bear with when it came to the late 90s professional wrestling. It was a culture shock for sure.
Well, and even hardcore was so different back then too, because I'm talking the 80s and 70s and 60s, because like we were talking about with heavyweight championship matches and finishing moves, there just only occasionally was a match that we would now call hardcore. That's why we had guys like the original Sheik and Abdullah the Butcher and the Funks and Bruiser Brody and all them that could come along and do that. It wouldn't be every card. It wouldn't be every show, but maybe once every 6 months or a year, you'd get one of these lunatics come through your promotion, and you could put on an unsanctioned match, a Texas death match, a cage match, a chain match, whatever kind of thing you want. And that's when you would have your mayhem, your blood, and your gore. Not in every match, not on every show, but every once in a while. That way, it really made an impression with the fans.
We had Psycho Clown going around. He's using a strap on everybody, including his own people. And now it looks like the referee's going to get a taste of his medicine. Is Brian Carter coming in? I remember Hogan surviving a Bundy avalanche on Saturday night's main event. Yeah, and then Brian was also at WrestleMania 3 as a kid. I bet that was something.
What?
That would have been wild.
That's crazy. Of course, it's the Michigan area, Detroit, Michigan. B. Carter, that is some historic stuff to have been at, I'll tell you.
That's right. I don't know. Are we going to get some historic stuff with Gringo Loco and El Vikingo here, Papa Smokes?
It's looking that way.
Vikingo almost comes across like, even like with his attire, comes across like he's one of these like almost like ninjas or something, like somebody who's really good at martial arts and could be deadly with his feet. That's the impression I get from Vikingo.
Yeah, he almost looks like a vampire or something, I was thinking.
Yeah, that attire for sure. Gringo Loco. I mean, Gringo does what Gringo needs to do, but he definitely feels a little out of place in this matchup for some reason. And I don't know why. I really don't. What we got Vikingo up to here? Just I think he didn't quite get all of the rope he wanted to on one of those maneuvers there, but he cleaned up nicely nonetheless. Brian coming in, what do you think Vikings weigh? Say 120 pounds? I mean, I guess depends on that Viking. I thought Vikings had 120-pound babies.
Yeah, this guy's not big, man. I wouldn't say he's too much more than that.
The Kingo.
Now Horus is cleaning up shop here. Oh, that was quite the leap.
Oh, he's asking, okay, what do we think the Kingo weighs? Okay, 120 pounds. Yeah, I like it. I think Papa Smokes got on. I went with the Viking roll on that one.
Oh, those were two close false finishes. I thought the Psycho Clown had pinned Adonis for a second there.
Yeah, it was
not
pretty
quite
close.
Now Adonis to the top. This is a big guy. Misses with the swanton.
I just got the finish on my screen here, Papa Smokes.
Tell me it's not that Canadian destroyer in a lucha match. Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yuck.
They called it a code red, so I'm assuming that is the finishing maneuver of Psycho Clown. Of course, the fans get what they want. Psycho Clown's side picking up the victory. Maybe not what I would want, because quite personally, a little bit more of a fan of Adonis and Heddigan, that side of the fence. Look at this. Okay, I got to go back to the Twitch side of things here. Our friend Josh Joseph came in with a question, and it's asking me, like, holy shit, like all night here tonight, we got people having their stuff blocked by Twitch here because they think that this might be a little bit too much, but I think it's cool. I think it's good. Brett is my legit actual favorite wrestler. He was everything. I truly miss his imprint on the wrestling world. I was cut short to a bald head moron. Kiss my ass, Goldberg. I mean, I was never a Goldberg guy, so I can agree with you there. Brett obviously is my number one, but Brett's also the one that taught me about Archie Goldie. And I'm glad that he did too, because the Mongolian Stomper, now there's an evil son of a bitch that I enjoy to watch.
Hell yeah. You're bringing it back, Munson. But this all reminds me of the same thing that still goes on today, is that, a guy like Brett leaves such a mark on the wrestling business and so many fans and so many worshipers, so to speak. But why is that? It's because he took it seriously. It's because he tried to make it look real. It's because he kept kayfabe. It's because he's old school as living shit in his wrestling heritage. That's why he's so awesome. And I hear all these fans these days, oh, you got to leave the past behind you. The business has changed too much. There's no room for these old-fashioned guys anymore. No, that ain't right. I hate to tell you guys, but that's not right. I'm sure that it is moving in a different direction, and there is room for guys that are doing different stuff, but come on, man. Like the guys that make big money in the business today understand the way it was and the way it works now.
That's true as well too. And our buddy Chris Parrish coming in, if he comes out of retirement, he'd want a title shot right away and to be paid in a lot of Canadian pennies. Those things are probably worth more than what they used to be worth once upon a time, because the amount that copper has risen, pardon me. But yeah, Josh coming in saying, well said, Papa Smokes. He was what wrestling was. And, you know, again, you can make the argument that there is something out there for a lot of different types of wrestling fans. Some people love their death match, their hardcore stuff. Some people love the high flying, fast-paced stuff. Some people like ourselves like more of the catch-as-catch-can shooter style of professional wrestling. But that's what I like about MLW, is that it's not grounded in just one style, that you kind of get a little bit of a variety, even though we knew these episodes of Fusion were going to kind of come around to some of the stuff that had been taped that wasn't used for Underground, a lot of it because of being taped in another country, and maybe try to present to the North American audience more of what they had taped in America there as well. But what did you think of tonight's episode of MLW, Pop Smokes?
It was pretty okay. It seems like one of those kind of transitionary episodes that's they're using up some matches from one of their previous tapings, but using some segments and some skits and promos to promote the angles that they have going now. So pretty okay. It gives a sample of what MLW is like, but nothing really to write home about.
Yeah, definitely. So, but you know, it is good to see them back, but they did give us some previews into next week. So we got to look forward to Becca in action next week on MLW Fusion. They also announced the National Openweight Championship is on the line next week on MLW Fusion. It is going to be John Hennigan defending against Willie Mack. Now, there's one we can definitely look forward to.
That's a match you can sink your teeth into right there.
Looking forward to it for sure. Other than that, you guys in the chat, if there's anything that you want to talk about or talk to Papa Smokes and I about, let us know right now. Again, I want to give it a couple more minutes, see if we can get the party going. Let a few people know to just hop in because, you know, as we're heading out, we want to have as big a rate as possible to send over to Allison Kay's channel and the 24-hour stream that she's got going on over there. So whatever you can do, bring your friends, bring your friends, make 3 Twitch accounts, whatever you got to do to make this happen. Again, we want to make it look good as we head on over there in just a short little bit. But Papa Smokes, any news, things that you want to drop on us from this week? What you've been up to? Anything you've seen, heard? Any show and tell for us?
Well, I do have one little funny tidbit, is that just after we finished watching that episode of Fusion, my YouTube started playing another episode at random, and it's Fusion number 141. Looks like the main event is Alex Kane versus ACH versus Myron Reed versus Puma King. I'm pretty sure we must have done that one at some point. And but anyway, the show is opening with Danny Limelight Rivera and Dr. Julius Smokes in the ring. And Dr. Julius Smokes is running around on all fours like a dog in the ring and barking.
You know that he joined Papa Smokes and I here on the channel the one time. What a great person he was. A lot of fun.
Wow.
Off the charts. Breaking news, Brian Carter says, Chris Parrish opening a challenge to the PPW champion, Sheikh Akbar Shabazz. It's been on the table anyway. It's up to the matchmakers from there. The voice, Joshua Joseph, saying, what is your guys' favorite storyline in mainstream wrestling throughout the years? We're going storyline. I mean, I loved Brett and Owen. Brett and Owen, the feud between them was the big thing when I was a kid. I absolutely loved where it went. I liked every bit about it. I thought that Owen played into it beautifully, especially the moment that really did it. And I've said this many times before, that submission match between Brett and Bob Backlund that was going on, where you had the corner men, they had to throw in the towel, and Owen's over there crying to his mother, Mom, please throw in the towel for my poor brother, and son of a bitch, she throws the towel in. Brett loses the belt to Bob Backlund in one of the best WWF title matches ever. And damn, what a night and what a feud. That thing went on for quite a while. The matches that Brett and Owen had in the process, for me, that's where it lies. Papa Smokes, how about yourself?
Well, I remember just being a very, very tiny kid and being unsure as to what was real and what wasn't in wrestling. And I could only follow through the print magazines at the on the magazine rack at this time, but it was Bruno Sammartino as the WWF champ. He had his young protege, a man by the name of Larry Zbyszko, and they had been seen on TV for the previous months and even a year, and Bruno was going to train his new protege and everything, and Zbyszko turns on Bruno and smashes a steel chair over his head. Once again, this was at a time this wasn't very common to happen, to have a weapon used, and Bruno goes out on the stretcher and into the hospital, and people were calling the cops, calling the FBI, like they were going absolutely nuts over that. They had those pictures of Bruno going out on the stretcher with the blood-soaked towel wrapped around his head. Whew, iconic. That I couldn't believe that as a little kid. I thought, why would he do that? Why would he turn on his friend like that?
Yeah. And see, when you say about phoning the cops when it comes to something happening in professional wrestling, it reminds me of the story that you told when Bobby Sharp was on our show about the young man from the PPW shows it was HIW at the time. But talking about when Bobby was beaten up on his own wife, Kat Von Hees, and this young man said to you and said to his dad, like, someone gonna call the cops on this guy, like, and you guys had to tell him they were on the way and heard sirens in the background and everything like that. I mean, he believed on that night that Bobby Sharp was the biggest SOB on the planet.
Yeah, 1,000%. He was so grumpy about this, and I mean, it honestly affected that kid's enjoyment of the show, because he was angry, like so visibly angry after the show. Like I say, we step out of the venue and there's some sirens across the bridge somewhere, something going on in the other part of the city, and he said, "I'm glad they're coming, because if you guys didn't call the cops, I was going to."
Oh man. And yes, that young man continues to support pro wrestling locally here all the time. Fantastic. He does. Fantastic person. Comes from a great family as well too. Brian Carter saying that the early NWO was the best storyline. Early NWO was fantastic. It became a schmoz after a while, like a bad schmoz after a while. But at the beginning, the outsiders, especially when Hall and Nash were first doing their thing, when they crept in and, hey, we came over from the other show, we're not even signed here. That was mint. Then the reveal of Hogan. I mean, this was your clear-cut baby face forever. Him turning on everybody. I mean, that might have been one of the last times I really saw a whole lot from a North American crowd legitimately upset, throwing something at the wrestlers. That ring was filled with wrappers, with beer cups, with just about everything. They were visibly pissed off that their, boyhood hero had turned on them. How could he dare do this? And I mean, there was a lot of good moments, especially with the early NWO stuff. I want to say Alundra Blaze, but Medusa, who came over with Vince's WWF Women's Championship and dropped that in the trash live on TV. Rock and roll Medusa is like one of the best. I mean, hands down.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Love Medusa. I watched her as a kid in AWA. She was Medusa Michelli, and only a couple years into the business, but beautiful and could work in the ring. Holy cow. And that was only a glimpse of what was to come in the future. And one of her opponents at that time was Sherry Martel.
There you go. And Sherry was underestimated. Like, I didn't really see Sherry as a wrestler because she was into the valet role when I started. But when we went back and watched some classic ladies wrestling and we saw Sherry Martel's work, she was awesome inside that ring. She was great.
Dude, she's better than almost any of the ladies in wrestling today, because once again, she was in wrestling back from the days. There was no ladies division. There was nothing. You got in there with the guys and trained, or you didn't do anything. And some of those ladies have a bunch of stories. It was tough for them. They didn't have anyone to lean on. They only had a couple of women in any company that you could do matches with and lean on for support. And it was tough for them back then. And I always tip my hat, not my cat. I tip my hat to Sherry Martel and Medusa Michelli and all the ladies that came before them, including some of the ones we've watched: Joyce Grable, Judy Martin, Desiree Peterson, and the like. They had an uphill struggle back then, boy, and it was tough.
Yeah, and I mean, for me too, in the early 90s there, we had Alundra Blaze in the WWF taking on like Bull Nakano and Lalani Kai. So, I mean, there was some excellent matchups there as well too. Melbo, how you doing? Happy birthday as well too for the both of us. Hope you're enjoying your very special day here tonight. Glad you were able to drop in as we are trying to get just a few more people rocking and rolling here before we wrap up. And please, everybody, I plead with you, stay with us right through until the raid so you can give a hello to Allison Kay. She's got a stream going on over on her channel. It's a 24-hour charitable stream, and we want you to give her a big OLE welcome as we send the raid over her direction. So get as many people in here as you can as we're kind of coming to the end of the show. But right before we do, again, anybody got any more questions that you want to send our way, we're happy to oblige, happy to talk a little bit more with you guys before we send the raid out there. Again, Papa Smokes, we had some great chatter coming in from the live viewing audience here tonight. Anything else that you're looking forward to? I know we're hyped about MLW, but what kind of stuff do you got looking at here right now? We now got access to Fight TV, my friend. So like we got some wrestling we can watch there. I got to get you set up with that over on your end of things.
Yeah. No, I haven't even checked out their tape collection, so to speak. I want to see what they've got going on there. And aside from Fight TV, just as a little addition to what we were just talking about, ladies wrestling in the 80s and such, I've been watching a little bits and pieces of stuff just as I've been going back. You know, I've got so many big programs that I want to watch and so many big feuds that I want to watch the main matches out of. But right now, I've really got a thing going for Japanese ladies wrestling in the 80s. You mentioned Bull Nakano. What a tremendous worker. And Aya Kong as well. But Manami Toyota, and there were a whole bunch of the Jumping Bomb Angels and all them. Ladies Japanese wrestling in the 80s was crazy, man. And I really want to watch some of that stuff in order so I can see the development of some of those stars, so I can see the way the styles were progressing during those years. And man, those girls were crazy back then, and I love some of that stuff. The spots they do and the realism they give to some of their maneuvers and such is just insane.
Well, here's a thought. The birthday girl, Melball, big fan of Japanese wrestling. Mel, if you're listening in, I've got a cool idea. Maybe what we need to do, Pop Smokes, is send those tapes over to Mel, maybe herself and her tag team partner, Andre, or even just Mel on her own, whoever wants to come join us for a Thursday night. I don't know what Andre's schedule is like, but maybe we could get watching a couple of those classic Japanese ladies wrestling matchups here and do a full review and have Mel joining us here. Is Paris saying, how about a money spin for the birthday girl? You know what?
Hell yeah.
You got it, Mel. This was for you. Happy birthday. Rock and roll. There we go. The money spin. Rocking and rolling. Again, if anybody else wants one, you're going to have to go ahead and give us a sub here at our local establishment. Papa Smokes, we've got a few people here joining us. I think we're rocking and rolling at this point in time. Again, everybody stick with us for this duration as we are going to be heading on over to Allison Kay's channel. We want to make sure that you definitely give her a warm OLE welcome. But in the meantime and in between time, Papa Smokes, where can the good people find you, sir?
Well, I'll be hanging around with Elon Musk in the free speech wonderland known as Twitter. I am at smokes_papa, and I can also be found on Twitch at papa_smokes_.
And there's where you can find me at that ticker down below. You can reach out to me anytime. And then, of course, we got the channel right here. It's our local establishment. You want to check us out on all the socials. Check out our YouTube channel. Check out our Twitch channel. Follow, like, subscribe, all those things. Spread the word of OLE. Again, as we're OLE, we want to give you a big ole to Allison Kay as we're going to be sending the raid over her way as I'm sounding like Dr. Seuss up in here on a Thursday night. You're heading on over to Allison Kay's channel. If you're joining us on the YouTube side of things, we welcome you to join along for just a few minutes long, or another minute or so. as we are heading on out. Make sure to say ole to Allison K. We appreciate you guys joining in on the fun. From myself and Papa Spokes, it has been a blast. We will see you guys next Thursday night. Ole, everybody.